slate there.
Ah, yeah.
Be a man. I didn't realize that Dr. Bum, like, is it a Dr. Pepper? Is that the...
Yeah, it's supposed to replicate
Gotcha.
that flavor. 73, so yes. Look at that, 73. Who would have thought?
Not me.
Episode 73. Now get it.
Santa baby, I really want to go to samurai school.
I really
With a
thought it was
bunch-
going to be a man.
Like Santa Baby, I really want to be a man. Is it?
I really thought that was going to be the song. And then you went Santa Baby. And I was like, oh.
Hey, yeah, keep
Well,
us
you
on our
know,
toes.
it's,
Yeah. That's what you're feeling in your heart.
mhm.
Well, I mean, I gotta ask Santa to help me be a man, right? So I'm telling him in my letters, like, I want to be a man. So can you get me signed up for samurai school? From what I understand, I'm not too old. Apparently, you can just go to samurai school at whatever age.
As long as you want to be a man.
Yep.
I think that's the only prerequisite.
Oos.
Oos.
Let's all go to the movie.
Panharmonicon presents a podcast.
なんだよ俺は俺誰だと思ってる俺は国交寺でまろ
What's the dude's name? Go!
Momo. Momo.
Studi! Tsurugi! Mama! Takashi!
Whatever the other guy's name was.
Is that,
Which one? Hidemaru?
Gokukuji?
Mr. Not Rat Tail, but the pony.
Togashi?
Toga-
Or,
yeah.
no,
Togashi was the one with the
Togashi's
scar,
the
right?
one with the scar.
Yeah.
Tomaru?
Yes. Yeah.
Or Toma.
Is that Ryuji? Ryuji?
The guy we meet at the very
yeah,
beginning.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, the weakling, the meek one?
No, that's Hidemaru.
Yeah, I guess whoever's running in the forest that's like running and then he's like stumbling over. I gotta get to samurai school.
Oh, yeah! And then he gets hit by the woman.
Mhm.
And, yeah. Okay.
You bastard! And then it's like, oh.
Yeah, wasn't that Ryuji? The guy who got...
Yeah, this Ryuji is his first name. Yeah.
Okay. Man. Be a man.
Be a man indeed. Yoko Salamina-san to another episode of Panharmonicon Studios Presents.
Woo!
Yos! A podcast. A movie podcast.
A movie podcast.
I was like,
A podcast
oh, I
about
blanked.
movies.
Oh, man.
The manliness came through so strongly
Yes.
that it made him skip the movie part. If you thought your last episode was about a niche movie, this one might perhaps be more niche.
Mm-hmm.
Today we cover Toku Sakaguchi's directorial and writorial. He both directed and wrote for the first time. Authorial debut. Be a Man Samurai School, otherwise known as Sakigake Otokokuju.
See?
Yos!
It is
What do you think of the movie, Andrew?
he's done. I probably would have thought of maybe Battlefield Baseball before Be a Man, but I forgot about Battlefield Baseball.
Is that the one where I don't think I feel like maybe you guys saw it, but like where the guy in the trailer jumps up and he catches the ball and it explodes? Okay. As one does in an MLB game.
I
Like,
mean, Battlefield. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's in the name.
But hope everybody's been doing well. Hope you guys enjoyed the last episode that we did. We talked about Spider-Man Brand New Day. We talked about Versus. We were in a little bit of a Sakaguchi gamut of movies before we bounce out into the next month's events. I don't know what to say there.
Yeah,
We don't have a plan. We don't have a theme plan for next
Right.
month.
Right,
So it's
right.
just it'll just be more movies. Next episode we should be doing something a little bit different than we've done ever.
Yeah.
yeah.
No
So
homework for you guys.
no homework for you guys next week. But look forward to the episode because we're going to be looking forward to the movies coming soon.
Ooh.
But before we get into all those, celebrations of all that, my name is Damon. I'm one of your hosts,
This is Andrew.
And this is Farron.
and we are going to start. Well, we didn't do it last time. We just talked about Spider-Man. But how are you guys doing this week?
Doing all right. The Pokopia DLC is officially sprung, so I am trying to be a reasonable adult, I guess, and be semi-responsible and do my chores and things before sitting in front of a game for 6+ hours.
So you haven't touched it yet at all?
I've touched a little bit. I've done. I got the Pokemon Center built, and then I'm doing whatever the little. I don't know if it's the full storyline, but you got to build a. I think it's like the Sea Temple is what they call it.
Okay.
So I got that started. Have not gone back in to then have that be completed, and then do whatever is after that.
Sea Temple.
So,
You got
were
to dive
talking
right,
before
so you can now
about-
go underwater.
Yes. Yeah. So
Yep,
it's
that's exactly what the
right.
class. Yep.
Yeah, so you are it's dive, so in the Pokemon it's like a HM, so you can go underwater. I think it's really only in Ruby and Sapphire, at least to my knowledge.
It's in Ruby and Sapphire.
Or I guess where it's like needed.
That is needed the
Okay.
most. Yeah.
But yeah, so you just go underwater, and in the games there's nothing about air bubbles or anything. But in this one you just like blow a little bubble around your head, and then you're underwater. But so it's kind of fun because everything you transform into gets a little air bubble, so it's just really cute because it's like a little Magnemite. You're just flying around underwater in a little air bubble
over here.
yeah.
I guess it does lend the question of how does it work in like Ruby and Sapphire.
Right, because you could just spend as long as you want underwater. Like there's no like timer. You're just like,
because
you're just a
you're
youth.
teaching
Tom
the
Cruise.
move to the Pokemon.
Yeah, that's
So it's
true,
not like
yeah.
you're learning dive as
Dive,
the human.
yeah.
You're teaching it to the
You're-
Pokemon. And in the game, like in battle,
Mm-hmm.
they just go underwater for a turn and then pop back out and attack.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you
How do you dive? yeah,
like them learning dive is part of that? Like just
You get
they
the
now
physical-
like
they have an oxygen
They
tank or
go-
whatever.
Yeah, that's weird. I never thought about that because all the other hidden moves make sense. Like fly makes sense. It now can learn to fly away,
Yeah.
and it can do that with you on its back. It
Right.
learned how to cut a
Surf.
tree or
Yeah,
learned how to like swim
Yeah.
better with a person on its back.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
Little plot holes in however 18-year-old games. But yeah, so it's been try to not overindulge, I guess, is the other thing, because it's just trying to take my time with it, because I have that issue of just being like, I gotta finish it right now, I gotta see what it is.
Yeah.
So just trying to pace myself a little bit on top of that.
Nice.
I'm very excited.
I finally beat Silent Hill F.
Ooh, congratulations. How many change of pants?
3.
Okay.
Which is surprising.
How many
It's on one
tables turn because of puzzles?
Oh, dude, you know what's funny is that puzzle that I was telling you guys about a few episodes. That was the one that really stumped me the most.
Oh,
And
okay.
then after that, I was cool.
Nice.
It's not to say that the puzzles weren't hard after that, but it was it's I don't know what it was about that one. I think, you know what? Actually, I do. I think the issue with that one is that because so much of the verbiage was based around like flowers and like species of that, that like it kind of forces you. I mean, the thing is like, you were supposed to pay attention to the artwork on each item to be able to say, oh, this is kudzu, this is bamboo, this is plum. But I'm like, well, it's kind of too abstract for me to definitively say, this is plum, this is chrysanthemum, this is that. So I was just kind of rearranging. But after that, no, dude, like I ended up having a great time. The puzzles, I thought, for the Lost in the Fog difficulty that I was doing was great. I love a game that, you know, does those brain teasers. The game it does get very weird for Silent Hill. I will say that I've seen some discourse about people basically complaining like, oh, this isn't a Silent Hill game because it doesn't take place in Silent Hill, and not every Silent Hill game does. I totally understand why people would say that, because Silent Hill literally is the name of the town, like, since the beginning of the series. And what I found out, though, is that the reason why it's tied to the original Silent Hill is something called White Claudia, which is in the Silent Hill games, especially like the original games. White Claudia was a drug that was pretty like prevalent in Silent Hill with like the religious cult that had kind of taken control of that town. And so I don't know if where we are in Japan in Silent Hill F is like the origin of that flower, but that's its connection, right? That being said, though, holy crap, there was a lot of moments in that game that were like truly terrifying. It got to this point, though, where something super weird happened, and this is in spoiler alert for anybody who might end up watching this and play Silent Hill F. I talked to you about this because this was after we played zombies one night, and I was like, okay, everyone kind of got off, but me and Dame were still on, so we were still in the chat. I just pivoted to playing Silent Hill F, and Dame pivoted to a different game. In Silent Hill, there's usually like your regular town, and then there is what is like the nightmare sort of flip version of that town, to where things get very murky. Like it becomes almost just kind of like a hellish version of the world that you're already in. And Silent Hill F doesn't necessarily do that, but there are these moments where you're in your town that oh my gosh, I already forgot her name, the main character. I want to say Hisoka, but it's not Hisoka. I'm thinking that's like Hunter x Hunter. But basically you're kind of oscillating back and forth between the real world and this like what they call the Dark Shrine. And there is something that happens in the Dark Shrine where, as you start to learn more about what's actually happening in the story, because it's pretty vague for like a good part of the game, you get to the Dark Shrine section where there are these 3 rituals that you have to go through. And you're fighting to each ritual room. So I get to the first ritual room, and they sit your character down, and this guy in a fox mask who's like been leading you around the Dark Shrine every time you have to go back to this area is kind of like, he's there as sort of what seems like moral support for this event, right? And then these other people come out in robes, and they're also wearing animal masks. So, dude, your arm is exposed. They take like some alcohol and they pour it all over her arm. Cool. Then another person in a robe comes out with this giant knife. And I mean, this thing is a serrated blade. Like, this thing is huge. They put it in front of her. She has to take it in her left hand. And she cuts her own arm off. I was like, boy, this is crazy. But then another person in a robe comes out with a tray, and on that tray is this super long fox arm. It almost kind of looks like a werewolf arm, but like I thought it was like a werewolf arm, but it was like, no, it's a fox arm, because the fox god is like plays a huge role as a theme throughout the game. And then they sew that to her shoulder. So now you're walking around the Dark Shrine, and you're this what seemingly like teenage girl with a fox arm. What? Okay. Then you get to the second ritual. They sit her down. They take, you know how like you have a branding iron for like cows and whatnot? This huge ass branding iron, superheated, right on her back. And it's so big that it literally covers her entire back. Burns through her clothes, and now she has this like mark on her back. That looks like it hurt. And then the third ritual made me sick. They sit her down. They bring out a tray that has a single knife on it. They take the knife and they put it right under her eye. And they cut into it. And then they start to cut all of the flesh off from around her eyes, under her nose. And then a woman comes over and peels the skin off. And then they sew the fox mask onto her face. I was like, dude, what is happening? What the fuck is happening? Dude, I was sitting, Dame was playing, and I'm like, oh my God, no, don't do this. No. And they literally just put it off like, dude, like they were pulling a fruit roll up off of the little cellophane wrapper that it comes in.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is sick.
So do all the other Fox are we led to assume that all the other masks are sewed onto their faces too? Or
Yeah. When you look closer, it's like, oh shit, like there's like stitching.
Yeah.
And it was just like, dude, it was so brutal. And it was just this thing that took a turn because I've never seen anything like that in a Silent Hill game.
Mm-hmm.
Like Silent Hill games can get pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But to like don a fox arm and then now you have these like new abilities and whatnot. But that's like in the Dark Shrine. So like when you go back to the real world, she doesn't have the fox arm and whatnot. But like anytime you go back and forth between the two now in the Dark Shrine, you have this fox mask, your back is branded, and you have this fox arm. But dude, it was just like such a wild experience. And the final boss was like crazy hard, but it does this very interesting thing to where it was so hard that anytime it killed you, that you would just resurrect and then it would give you supplies. And I think that the caveat was like, if you die 2 or 3 times while you're fighting the final boss, then you'd have to start over. But it turns out that like the first ending that you get is that everything is this like drug-induced sort of like raging like thing that your character goes through, because it turns out that her father was essentially selling her off to be married. She didn't want to do it, and the game goes to these themes of like autonomy and women's role in society in Japan during that time, and it's like really cool like themes and stuff that's running through it. But just the way that it finishes, dude, it's like just crazy. Yeah, and you find out that like apparently she went nuts and then killed a whole bunch of people at this wedding, which is why. And it turns out also that one of the healing items that you're using during the game, and I had a feeling they were going to do this, is the same drug that makes you go into this drug-induced killing spree that ends up happening. Because Silent Hill also always does that, to where your ending is affected by how you play the game, but you never really know what those things are until you finish the game. And then it might turn out that like, oh, if you kept getting hit but you didn't immediately heal yourself, it's supposed to suggest that you don't want to live, so you might get a worse ending. Or you kill too many people, so now you'll get a different ending. And I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. But it was a good experience. Glad I finally got through it and started a new game.
Nice.
Yeah.
So they don't explain the F in Silent Hill F?
I didn't look into it. I can just Google that now, I guess. But no, like the game doesn't say like, oh, guess what? F means this.
F for Frank.
Yeah, I have no idea what that means.
How have you been?
Well, I wasn't playing that. Y'all know what it is. I've been playing. Well, I just finished Power World.
Oh, nice.
At least for now. I don't. It's not a live service game, so I don't know if Pocket Pair will add more. But as far as 1.0 is concerned, I am done with it. I finished the story. I haven't done all the like the hard mode tower bosses or like the raids for like the more strong, like the stronger pals yet. But I don't know if I will. It's just mostly because once you get to that point, it starts to require like more specialty like build creation and having to like create strong pals through like breeding and like it becomes competitive Pokemon at that point. And I'm just like, I don't feel like looking at IVs and like trying to like it's easier to do than in Pokemon, but also at the same time I'm like, I played the game. So I went back into Warframe for a little bit, and I'm currently back in Zenless Zone Zero, which is a game by a Chinese company that's the company that made Genshin Impact. that MiHoYo kind of like is. They tend to make games, gacha games. It's a gacha game, but they just tend to make games that are reminiscent of another game that's bigger. So for Genshin Impact, I think the obvious influence there is Breath of the Wild, which I think has had a chokehold on the Chinese and Japanese gaming industry since its release. They just keep making games that somebody wants to steal stuff from that game from. If it's not a Souls game, it's probably something related to Breath of the Wild. Then they have another game called Honkai Star Rail, which is a RPG, which feels more like a Persona game. Zenless Zone Zero is a action game. It's action oriented, and it's more of a the guys who the team in MiHoYo that made it they're very big fighting game fans.
Oh,
so it tries to lean into that direction, but at the same time, it's just like a third person action game.
oh, okay.
So it's more almost kind of like a Devil May Cry. But anime visuals, storytelling is a little disjointed because it's also a mobile game, but it's also a console and PC game. It's console and PC first, but it has mobile elements because it's also a mobile game.
Gotcha. So it was adapted to be a mobile game?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Which Genshin was eventually, in Honkai Star Rail, it was real. Well, the company started doing mobile games first with a Honkai. There's a Honkai game, and then there's Honkai Third Impact. But those are just strictly mobile. And then I guess they got an influx of money, so they're like, let's do Genshin Impact, which will be our first console game. And now they're about to put out, I think next year, a like Pokemon Auto Battler type game.
Whoa.
So they've been putting out stuff for the past like 7+ years. But Zenless Zone Zero is just I enjoy it just simply because like I am a fighting game player. I've done tournaments and stuff like that. This doesn't. One of the tenets that I feel in fighting games that I think makes like when a fighting game can work, especially for like casual crowd, is when it doesn't take a lot of buttons to look like you're doing cool shit.
Yeah.
Because like for a lot of like FGC, our thing tends to be like you need to be more knowledgeable in the game in order to do to do good, like do well, or even do things that look cool.
Yeah.
And FGC tends to dislike when the game makers like start to simplify controls in order to try to make like the game more approachable. But you gotta make a game approachable, otherwise you lose your
You need other players to play.
So I think a tenet should be that like it shouldn't take much. Like it should take more to win, but it shouldn't take more to look cool.
Yeah.
Because the rule of cool should always apply, probably not like a lot of things, definitely in the fighting game. So I think if like a person has to like, so Marvel Tokon also recently came out. I haven't gotten it yet, but I played in the like all of the beta releases for it, and it does this thing where like if you just hit square 4 times, you do a combo.
Oh, cool.
If you hit triangle 3 times, sorry. If you hit triangle 3 times, you do a combo. If you do circle 3 times, you do a combo. Like, and everything looks flashy. But if you are more aware of what's going on, you can make combos out of like the button presses without having to do the auto combos. You can in that game, like specials and things are only like a button. So it's like R2 in like a direction, and that does what would be like a fireball or something like that. Or you can still do a cardinal circle forward punch. Like fighting games have been forever.
So are you saying that you can design how your controller works? Like, or this is just how like out of the box?
Out of the box, it does both. Like essentially what it's a Arc Sys game. Dragon Ball FighterZ is the same way, where it's like auto combos, square, does like a combo that can end in like a super or like end in like a special or something like that. The reason I write all that up was just simply because in Zenless on Zero, it just doesn't take much. Like, you only really have 3 buttons, which is square is attack, triangle is your EX attack, and circle is, X is dodge. And then you have like one more for like, because you use 3 characters, like one is like, R1 allows you to switch out the character. And if an enemy is attacking and like they have like an orange spark when they attack, if you hit R1 to switch a character, they actually do a parry. They come in and auto parry.
Oh.
And then you can like go into attacking. And the reason I say like I'm talking about Rule of Cool is because it just hitting square like brings out like cool attacks, tons of particle effects, fluid animation and things like that. And so I like that part a lot.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you like, you're probably gonna like look up footage of Zenless on Zero for like this episode, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, it's a lot of just like titty girls." And you're like, "That's
is that
so, like?"
That happens. Yeah.
But it's like you can't do anything about that. That's like a lot of games are like that nowadays. Like if you were to look at something like the first Descendant, it's like Warframe but titties, and it's just, I mean, that like. I'm not gonna pigeonhole them, but I'm like, it's just that like East Asian, like a lot of East Asian game developers are like that.
Yep.
Nothing you do about it, but they can also make quality gameplay. You just have to
be, I guess, either okay with or endure the jiggle physics
Yes.
that's just on your screen at all times.
So I am curious because, like what you're talking about, it's one of the things that kind of kept me away from like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and even whatever version of Marvel vs. Capcom came out after that. Infinite, okay. Is that I heard that like, and it may have been my brother who, I forget, I apologize, but like basically it became so easy to do things that wasn't something he was particularly fond of, I believe. And so I'm curious with you because that's something that I... like, you know, just figure it out. Like I remember like playing against people, and I used to be like a button masher before, but then I would just go into the training, you know, simulations and try to do that. So have there always been games like that have tried to make that approach very easy? Or do you feel like at a certain point within the past few decades, there was like a very noticeable like change to where they stopped? Because games like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is like one of my favorite fighting games. So at what point did developers start to say like, oh, I gotta like, you know, very much simplify this or else everyone's going to stop playing my games?
I will say that there are probably games before what I'm about to say, but it's after the revitalization of the fighting game scene when Street Fighter 4 came out. Now, Street Fighter 4 still had more traditional gameplay design, but after that, when Street Fighter 4 came out, there was such a large influx of people being like, okay, I'm back into fighting games. Because I think to some degree Street Fighter 3 kind of pushed people away, just simply because of how technical it felt. But then you can also look at something like Smash Brothers. And Smash Brothers is a very simple design, but if you look at players like Mewtwo, King, I don't know more. I was going to say like like I've been out of the Smash space for so long, I just don't remember anybody else. But like they create combos out of just like sets of attacks that didn't like Nintendo wasn't looking. Like I'm sure Sakurai was like, "Damn, y'all can do that? I didn't know I designed that in this game."
Yeah, wave dashing.
Wave dashing. Like I'm sure he was like, "What?" I mean, I'll leave it for you guys in these other games, but I wasn't expecting that. The only thing I can ever think of them taking out was like DDD's, like his chain grabs. Like for the most part, if players figure out something, they just go, okay, I mean, we're not going to actively design toward it, but we'll just leave it in. So that allows these guys to be able to do more with less. But if you just are with your friends and you're playing Smash Brothers, it still looks like it's fun for you to play, and it still like looks flashy. Like
still a party game.
Yeah. And so I think after Street Fighter 4 like revitalized and made things more interesting, you still obviously had like your stalwarts in like Mortal Kombat, Tekken, and such, but you started to see like with Marvel vs. Capcom 3, the way that auto combos worked in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was a step process. So instead of square, 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 it was light, medium, heavy. So square, triangle, R1. I think that's how that, because X and circle typically are kicks. So like you could go. I think it was 6 hits. I'm not sure, but like you could go square, square, triangle, triangle, circle, and that would be a full combo. It wouldn't end in like a super or anything like that, but that would be a full combo. And if you went like square, square, triangle, I said circle, but square, square, triangle down, or square, square, triangle down, triangle, and that would go into a launch, and then you could continue. Then you can actually do another square, square, triangle, whatever. That didn't stop. I mean, like if you look at Marvel vs. Capcom 2, technically it got simplified. Because in Marvel vs. Capcom, that was a 6-button game. But Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was a 2-button game. Or a 4-button game, I should say. It's just 2 punches and 2 kicks.
I thought I had 3 of each. So what did our R1s, R2s
Switch,
do?
tag. And you could also
thought
tag
that was
using,
like
you could also
triangle,
switch, you could also tag doing triangle,
Oh.
circle, and
Okay. Interesting.
or,
It
my
would make sense,
memory
though.
might be tripping. My memory might be tripping.
Because like I remember
Marvel
Capcom
vs.
2,
Capcom might be the 4-button game.
then
And then Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is a 6-button game.
2 you mean, or did you mean 3?
Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Okay.
Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is also a 6-button game.
But they've simplified the way
But
that
they
you-
simplified, like, they made it easier to do combos, but they didn't simplify combos. Like, you could still, like, do a regular, like a combo. You could create, to some degree, a combo if you know frames.
Okay.
Like, that's another thing. Like, people act like, oh, okay, I know combos. Like, you learn, like, if you know frames, then yes, you can create a combo. But otherwise, you're just hitting buttons and you're trying to see, like, sure, you could memorize off the concept of, like, if I hit low and then try to follow it up with forward, does that connect? And if you learn, like, oh, no, the character, like, they blocked it, that means that doesn't combo. So I need to figure out something else. Like, you can, if you're intuitive enough, you can figure that out. And I'm sure there are going to be a lot of people, if they run into the comments and ever say anything, that would be like, I was figuring that out all the time. You probably weren't. You probably thought you were, but you weren't. So, but like, because I'm sure there are plenty of dudes on the internet who think they can beat Justin Long. Doesn't mean you can. Just because you think it. I'm sure everybody was great with Eddie Gordo in Tekken 3, but I bet you really weren't if we actually played back in 1999.
Are you talking about anybody specific here?
No, I'm just saying, like, there are so many people that I run into who are like, oh, I'm great with Eddie Gordo. Like, oh, nobody could have stopped me with Eddie Gordo in Tekken 3. Like, I guess they could. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
I guess they could. They could easily beat you.
It's there's levels to it. And
Yes.
that's like, especially with Melee, it's like, oh, I beat all my friends. Like, oh, can you wave dash? Can you cancel? Can you
And you're like,
shield
what?
drop? Exactly. You're like, what did you just say? It's like, okay. No, you can't.
It's like, oh no, you can't do those things,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like, have you ever wall of pain or fence of pain? You're like, what are those things?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
I play with Link.
I throw bombs and a boomerang. It's like, all right, buddy.
But so yeah, like, so to me, just getting more people into the scene is what you need. I understand people, there are going to be bad actors, but there are bad actors in anything. There are already bad actors before you did the gatekeeping. You just now have to decide if you want to throw them back over the gate. But you probably won't, because they've already been there and established themselves. But they've established themselves as a bad actor. I mean, FGC had to deal with that with Chris Furby. But like, you want more people. Otherwise, you're going to be playing the same dudes over and over again. And you're going to be like, well, I'm either getting my ass kicked all the time because I can't ever get better enough to beat this dude, or it's the other way around and nobody can beat me. So more like newer people, like if we didn't have like some simplicity going into things like Street Fighter V and such, there wouldn't be these new guys like Punk or like Mena RD who are like actually like they're the new like Daigo. They're the new like Jay Wong. They're like, these are the dudes that like young people today are gonna be like, I'm trying to get into fighting games, and these are the guys that I'm seeing. And if people play Marvel Tokon and they're like, I can hit square a whole bunch and just look like I'm doing all the stuff, then they're going to go online and then they're going to run into somebody who knows what they're doing, and they're going to realize that hitting square isn't enough. But when they're with their friends and, you know, it looks cool and it looks fun. So I'm for, like, I will say I'm for there being the both. Because I think if you just simplify it and you don't leave any nuance for, like, the ability to, like, change your style, show off like how you can learn things, then I think that's where you would fail. And when it comes to both, we see that today in the game that also just recently came out, the Avatar fighting game. Like, that game looks like a game that shouldn't succeed, and yet it probably will succeed because there's a lot of depth there.
James Cameron or
Airbender? Airbender.
Oh, very cool. I didn't know about that. I'll have to look it up.
I don't know. I wouldn't be talking about Avatar. James Cameron.
Who knows, man? Bring in like a bird as a special. Like,
maybe bring out the sticks. Oh, I switched to regular guy now with guns. I'm back on Anunnaki or whatever it's called. But yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Nice.
Before we go super long like we did last episode, I got a little brain teaser for you boys.
Ooh.
Brain teaser.
In today's episode, it's a Damon original, by the way. Same character, different same actor, different character. And Stace, the big guy goes to the Big Apple as Joe Santo comes. Oops, sorry. The big guy goes to the Big Apple as Joe Santo comes down to New York City from on high and greets the citizens as only he can. He befriends Top Cat, starts wrestling, and ends up making his dad Warner pretty angry in his shenanigans, with his shenanigans. So Warner assigns Alyssa to deal with him.
So 4 characters?
Yeah.
Warner, Alyssa. So you say Top Cat is one?
Top Cat, yep. And Joe Santo.
So Warner. So the father assigns Alyssa to deal with.
They get the wrestling too.
What is wrestling?
Is Alyssa?
Depends on which Alyssa you know them to be.
Oh, and Alyssa doesn't have a last name then? Or you just choose to omit the... Okay.
Alyssa and Warner didn't have last names.
Warner.
You ever realize sometimes that movies do that? Where they'll like just have...
Yeah, they're not providing any last name, yeah.
This is Todd.
This is prisoner KSC-2303. Like,
There you go. This is the girl.
what era are we looking at?
The 70s.
Oh, shit.
70s.
Oh, no.
And it takes, or we're talking about New York.
Mm-hmm. The Big Apple.
Big Apple.
3 a.m.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Big Apple.
3 a.m. Bury my shell at Wounded Knee. Oh, shit.
70s. Genre, please?
It is a comedy action.
Comedy act. They were doing those in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
They were all just about their...
That was black and white.
Yeah, I thought it was like, you're just one thing. Have you seen this film?
No, but I own it.
Physical?
Mm-hmm.
Animated or real people?
Real people.
Big Trouble in Little Tokyo?
Little China.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's what, Kurt Russell?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you have this movie when we lived together?
Yes.
When assigns... sorry, what's the exact year?
1970.
I don't even have guesses, dude. Like, I don't even have that
At least
much.
for New York based.
Comedy Shaft?
No.
Okay, that was dumb.
We're just throwing stuff in.
Yeah, I was like, I just gotta start throwing the noodles, man.
The big guy goes to the Big Apple as Joe Santo comes down to New York City from on high and greets the citizens as only he can.
Is the big guy that you're referring to that's going to the Big Apple, is he Joe Santo, or is Joe
Yes.
Santo a separate person? Okay.
He's the big guy. He befriends Top Cat, starts wrestling. In this case, it actually does mean wrestling. And ends up making his dad, Warner, pretty angry with his shenanigans. So Warner assigns Alyssa to deal with him.
Damn. You've outdone yourself again, man. You've outdone yourself again. I have no idea. Dude. It's a wrestling. And it was like, this is 1970, so I'm sure like the wrestling is not what the wrestling was like today, right? Like,
They was
scrapping.
I've been watching a lot of wrestling documentaries recently, and there's some wild stuff happening in the territory days.
I know it didn't come out in 1970, but I just keep wanting to say Nacho Libre, man. And
My life is good. Very good.
get that gun out of my face.
Yeah, I was gonna say Lady Hawk, but that's
I would be so
no
surprised if
longer.
you got this answer.
Yeah, hey, thank you. I appreciate that. You see me for who I am.
It's more so that it's so niche that if you did, I'd be like, wow.
Good job. It's pretty much anything that my parents would have showed me. I think is where we're at.
Oh, that was 30 seconds, and then as soon as my watch like went out of sleep mode, it was like, no, you got 10.
Oh.
Yeah. You know what?
10 seconds.
10 seconds. Yep.
Oh, okay,
5,
yeah.
4, 3. You got it, buddy.
All right, well, it's another of the movies that you left behind.
What? No way. I had this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I own this movie.
Yeah.
So has Farron seen
I guess not. It would be 1970s Hercules Goes to New York.
it? I was gonna say Hercules. No way. Wow, that sucks. I was thinking animated for sure, but
The big guy goes to the Big Apple as Hercules, otherwise known as Arnold Schwarzenegger, from the films, who's Joe Santo in the film Stay Hungry.
there you go.
Goes down to New York City from on high and greets the citizens as only he can. He befriends Top Cat, the character Top Cat from the cartoon, voiced by Arnold Stang, who plays Pretzi in the movie. Starts wrestling and ends up making his dad, Warner, Ernest Graves, character from The Dogs of War, Zeus. It makes him pretty angry with his shenanigans. As Warner assigns Alyssa, Taina Elg, from The Prodigal, who plays Nemesis, to deal with him.
So I was thinking, what's the? I guess that's the love. Megara is who I thought the lady would be, but I wasn't right. And how's that feel?
It stings, man.
Yeah.
It stings, dude.
So have you seen this movie?
I've seen it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, I remember getting
Arnold.
it. Yeah, one because it's Arnold. You know how I feel about him. I had so much Arnold stuff, dude. When I was a kid, dude. Even as like a 4-year-old, like his books and all that kind of shit. I remember getting Hercules in New York. I think I was in college at one of the DVD stores that I would go to. Like I think the same place that I got like all my like DBZ shit. And I remember watching it with Matt and being like, "This is some of the goofiest shit I've ever seen in my life." It's also crazy because it's 1970. I don't think I realized that it came out at the like beginning of the 70s because Pumping Iron I don't think was until like 75. So I always forget that there's stuff prior that predates Pumping Iron for Arnold. I totally forgot that Hercules in New York was one of them, man.
So, and Pumping Iron is like his, I guess not documentary, but like
It's kind of like a
kinda like
documentary. It's kind of like,
how
yeah.
the story of.
Well, it's more like they do it in such a way where it's like him versus, like, the whole big thing is like him versus Lou Ferrigno at the 75 Mr. Olympia. Oh, damn, dude, good one.
So you know you're 0 for 2 in the movies that you've left behind that I've done.
Yeah, rock and roller, and it's just going now. Now that you say that, though, I'm just gonna be like, what other movies don't I have?
There you go. Tip your hand, Dave.
Well, there we go. But that's it. We are on to the feature presentation.
At Panharmonicon Farms, we believe all chickens deserve a second chance. Our state-of-the-art rehabilitation facility provides these yellow-bellied billies with a living experience hitherto undreamed of. Gourmet meals, private living quarters, on-site mental health professionals. Hell, we even got housekeepers, a mayor, and live entertainment on the weekends. And if we can't rehabilitate, well, bon appetit. Panharmonicon Farms Rehabilitation Center. Get some good before the good gets gone. We're still working on that tagline.
And now we're pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
Rival samurai school students clash and battle as they learn to be men.
Done.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's about right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but more stuff happens.
It does.
I mean, they're rival samurai school students. They clash and be men.
Released January 26th, 2008. Like I said, the last episode, Tucker himself has stated that the budget was about $400,000, and that everything was filmed in 2 weeks.
Oh,
Wow.
holy moly!
No clue on box office. It was direct to DVD here as well, like Versus was. It wasn't V Cinema in Japan. It was in theaters, but I don't have information on it or any type of release outside of Japan. No critics on Rotten Tomatoes, but it does have a 46% audience score. 5.5 out of 10 on IMDb. And it technically does not have enough ratings on Letterboxd to get a weighted average. But from what I was able to calculate, it's about like a 3.2 out of 5. Top 5 movies that came out in 2008, because getting Japanese box office scores are very annoying, were Ponyo,
Whoa.
Boys Over Flowers, Suspect X, Pokemon the Movie, Giratina and the Sky Warrior, Partners the Movie, and 20th Century Boys, Part 1. Do not think that there was not a Doraemon, Detective Conan, or Crayon Shinchan movie, because there actually was. They seem to have one almost every year.
I was about to say, kind of with the Pokemon too. I feel like anytime we pick up
Pokemon,
Japanese-
Doraemon, Detective Conan, and Crayon Shinchan are somehow released every single year.
Staples.
So, Be a Man Samurai School, based off of the manga known as Sakigake Otokojuku, which translates roughly to charge men's private school or charge or go men's cram school. Nothing. Be a man samurai school is not a translation of it whatsoever.
It's so interesting to me. They're just like the liberties that we take with names. Like, we're not going to do that.
It also has an anime.
Oh.
And I have watched a chunk of it.
Okay. Any good?
It's quite insane. This, like, as much as you think this was insane,
yeah,
it is more insane.
Yeah.
I've watched the first 5 episodes, and then I started kind of jumping around a little bit because I realized that this doesn't cover everything. The anime itself also doesn't cover everything. The manga went from 85 to 91.
Oh, wow.
The anime was just a single season in 88, so it can't cover everything beyond that. So it does cover everything. It covers pretty much from 1985 to like 1987. Not sure. Which it goes over essentially the first 3 arcs of the manga, which are considered the actually, I'm sorry, it only covers the first 2. No, the anime covers the first 2. The movie only covers the first. I'm sorry, anime covers the first 3. The movie, of which there's 2. There's a animated movie that was in like 88 as well, and then this movie. Live action movie covers like the first 2. It covers up to the Kanto Gulgaku Raku. Sorry. This is see, I can mess up Japanese. It covers essentially the Kanto Gulgakuren arc, which is named something different in like actually named something different, but I only know it as that arc because Kanto Gulgakuren is the other school.
Oh. So I guess that's what the enemies were supposed to be from another school. It wasn't. Oh, I just thought because he got kicked out, right?
He got kicked out, and then he just went to
another school.
School.
Oh, so he didn't start his own school. Like it wasn't
like no. Technically, that school already started. It's like it's not even really a school. It's like a collection of other schools.
All the dropouts. Gotcha.
Well, oddly enough, in the anime that I watched, Otokojuku, which is the school's name, the samurai school, is supposed to be of dropouts.
Oh, I guess because they all look kind of like
delinquents, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So supposedly they're supposed to be dropouts, but
dropouts of the dropout school.
Adaijima is shaping them to be the leaders of the future. He was a vet in World War II.
Okay.
And he kind of basically believes that they're going, like, the boys of today are going soft. And they need to make men.
Yeah. And
these men will be the future leaders. Spoiler alert, Momotaro actually becomes the prime minister of Japan.
Whoa.
Because there's actually like sequel manga, and like in the sequel manga, his son is now going to Otokojuku, and he's the prime minister of Japan.
Okay.
So, people really become real men.
Yeah.
Going to the school. So like I said, it covers the first 2 arcs, and it really kind of just covers them very haphazardly, just mostly because the first arc is considered like a gag arc, and it's just full of just random kind of things that are happening, but they're sort of connected. I will say, I was watching it and then I watched the movie again, and it makes me kind of realize just how much is missing. But of course, that kind of has to happen because the movie's not very long,
right?
And it can only cover so much, and I think it really wanted to get to the Omitodate part of it.
Yeah.
So it kind of just fast forwards into that. I think, honestly, it probably, in my opinion, should have just started at that arc and not really included the gag part, because there's no real origin to everybody. They're all just kind of there already. And the only real origin you're getting is Hidemaru. Hidemaru, I should say. And he's not even the main character. Momo is the main character.
Yeah.
But in the movie, they kind of almost treat Hidemaru as the actual point of view character.
Right.
Yeah.
And Momo's just kind of off to the side for a lot of the beginning of it, and then suddenly shifts to sort of becoming
he's just the leader of the class at some point. You're like, did they vote or what?
Yeah, I was that part I was kind of confused about, because I can understand obviously second year having a leader of the class, but when Momo fights Senpai, the leader of the second year, I was like, when did you get that moniker? How did
he
that
just has
happen?
a sword, and you're like, what?
And, I will say by episode 3, he becomes the leader in the anime.
So it is still pretty quick.
So it's pretty quick.
So within the anime, I guess, and also just the context of the manga, what is the process of becoming a leader of any one of these classes?
He's just the strongest.
But, I mean, even still, how do they judge that? Do they just have them fight?
Oh no, they don't fight. It's just based off of how much of a man you are.
Oh, okay.
And he's a man. So in the anime, he just kind of he's already really nonchalant and just he's I'm strong. In the first episode, literally one of the things that I feel like they kind of sort of semi get across here, but mostly they use it for gags, is the teachers are ruthless in the anime.
I didn't notice.
They're ruthless. They almost seem like they're just constantly scheming.
Oh,
they barely they feed them very little, and if they and it's almost, and basically it's designed to kind of starve them to a point of wanting to act out on that starvation. So they might, if they try to steal food, they get caught. It's at one point very very early on, the boys, except for Momo, try to escape, which you don't realize because he goes on that Togashi goes on that date, right? So you think they can just leave and come and go. They can't in the anime.
Oh,
so they try to escape. Two of them, Togashi and I forget his name, but the Ondan guy, the guy with the weird hair who's going.
Oh yeah.
They
The
get
40-year-old.
They jump over the fence and they get away.
Okay.
But because the other two that tried to escape know where they were going, they and by not getting away, I mean literally they're climbing a wall and Dobermans come and attack them. And then they go back to their dorm, and then proceed to get tortured, mollywopped by the teachers, until including Momo, who had already left and gone back and was sleep. They pull him out of bed too, and they just beat them all up, and then the other two give away where the others went, and somehow they beat them to that destination. So they were going to Togashi's uncle's Chinese food spot.
Okay.
And as soon as they get in there, all the teachers are there waiting on them.
So they had a chance to capture them, torture them, beat the answers out of them, and then arrive before they got there. That's crazy. Is that the same restaurant that he takes that girl to?
I think that was what they were implying.
Oh, okay.
And so they bring Togashi and the other guy back, and then proceed to hit them with a wooden paddle over 100 lashes each.
Okay.
then lie and say that Momo is the one who
ratted
on.
Wow. So then they start to pit the students against each other.
So when Togashi comes and he's about to and then him and Momo fight, and it's funny because Momo I think he just wanted to let Togashi get his emotion out. So he just he doesn't say I didn't say anything. He accepts the fight. He's like, oh, yeah, I've been waiting on this. All right, let's fight. And then they fight, and then the other dudes come up and they're like, it was us. We did it. Momo didn't say anything. And so he's like, all right, hope you got your emotion. And he just walks away. And then he takes one of the guys tries to steal food because they're mad hungry in the next episode. And so they get in the kitchen. They are about to start getting food, but when they open it, they're not sure what's in it because it looks like it's just like random tentacles and like mush and stuff. And they're like, this isn't what those like because literally every time they had dinner, they have like tiny amounts of food, and sometimes it's weird as fuck food. But all the teachers are eating like steaks and stuff, and they're feeding like steaks to the dogs. So like they end up getting attacked by a dog again, but they get away. And they steal a can of dog food that they didn't realize. They thought it was just a normal can of food, but they realized it's dog food. The teachers come and they're like, "We know you stole." Momo like takes the blame for it, even though he wasn't a part of it, and that takes him to the prison of penitence, which is sort of done in the movie, where he like is holding the rocks. Yeah. But instead of it being that he's holding them for somebody else, literally they just drop a 1 ton. Block, and he has to just hold it.
Whoa!
And he has to do that like overnight.
So it's kind of not as bad because what is it a ton? 2,000 pounds?
Yeah.
Right. Because double isolation was, was it 500 kilos? So 500 kilos would be like 1,100 pounds. So it was not like a ton, about like halfway there, right? And then he's supposed to protect, but like even still in that one, wasn't in the movie he there for like a month or something like that? Like
a while, because
he marked the tallies, right? Like you see that shot,
and you see like him drawing more on the wall, like as time passes.
Yeah. So I don't know, like that sounds terrible, but also it's like which one would be worse? Like holding 1,000 pounds and like not kill your friend for like a month, or you know. I mean, I would imagine.
I feel like if you gave Anime Momotaro like chains and told him to hold, he'd probably easily do that. Like this dude was like, I'm telling you, he like 6'6", 280.
Oh,
like these dudes are gigantic.
That's awesome.
That's
they are so big, but somehow the teachers are bigger.
Like that drill instructor who's always just running around yelling like, "Geez, oh." Dude, that it was so like in the movie, like these. Did you guys like look into any of the like the torture things that they were talking about? Like, were those real torture practices?
The
like the
oil
boiling.
bath technically is, but I don't think it's. You're not designed to like live it. Like
it's like survive.
It's supposed to be.
So you're getting
die.
boiled alive.
Yeah.
So.
And the explanation that was provided, like the little exposition on that part, I'm like, I don't think it matters, because I had to rewind it actually, because they were talking about like you're supposed to sit in it, it's boiling oil until the candle goes out. But like if you move too much and the candle falls in and then you go up in flames, but I'm like, you're being
like fried,
cooked.
Yeah. Deep fried. Well, I guess not deep fried, but partially fried.
Yeah. Like just coat his legs in like what is that like the buttermilk coating and then yeah dude,
some pickle sauce.
That is like absolutely nuts, man. That like that who
he should have died. I
mean, 100%.
Well, yeah.
You can't sit there Indian style like or crisscross out, whatever they call it now, and you're just supposed to eat being in like peanut oil while being fried.
Yeah.
There's no amount of willpower, dude. There's no amount of willpower. How long you guys think you lasted? How far did that candle get?
Seconds.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't even be able to get in it.
Yeah.
It would, like the instant you tried to put me, I'm like, and that shit would be immediately like,
Right.
No. Well, the dude told me gonna be on fire too because I'm not letting go.
Right.
Oh, dude. Do you think that? Also, I wrote this in my notes, but like, I don't think that Gokukuji giving him the answer to that question is fair compensation. Like, I understand that he felt the need to be like, oh, you know, he helped me out and telling me what 2 times 2 is, which, what?
Ningo!
They're delinquents.
So I guess like even sorry to detract from that. Is that written into the manga or the anime? Like they're supposed to be so dumb that actually is like those are hard questions for them.
They and what I've watched so far, they don't really like show classes. In fact, like so far, it's been like your class is in this area. You have to go to it, and it's like an obstacle course to get to your class.
Interesting.
It's so far less a school and more just like
military
beating
training.
the shit out of kids to make them into.
So like for the audience, like there's literally a scene where they're in class and the instructor, like people are being chosen at random to stand up and then give answers to what are
Basic
ultimately
multiplication.
super basic, simple multiplication. And I think Tagashi gets what is 2 times 2, and he's like, oh, he starts counting on his fingers. And then I think Goku goes around and he's like, pretends to drop his book, and then he goes,
Which is
4.
just
It was so
crazy.
blatant.
Yeah, no stealth whatsoever.
But I guess like from that moment, Tagashi is like, "Oh, this is my boy." So like almost in the very next scene.
But
they
to be
find his
fair, I don't
underwear.
think he knew that
It was
the
gonna be
oil
oil
bath was coming.
As like a
that's-
form of
Yeah.
punishment.
Yeah.
I think if he knew the oil bath was coming,
I
he
don't
might
think
not have
he-
been so quick to be like,
Do
"Yeah,
you
I'll
think
do
he
it."
would have still gotten in trouble if he was like, "Whoa, wait a minute! Actually, I was just trying to stick up for this guy. I'm not doing this." Do you think it still would have been
Yes,
torture
he would have.
for lying?
Yes.
Boy.
I will say those loincloths, like that looks like decently comfortable. Like I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I should look
Wrap
up how
around
to do
like,
that.
to your
Yeah,
chest.
like it's walk out, get the mail, man. Like, hey, what's up, guys?
It's so funny that they like even use those underwear as a gag,
Yeah.
because that does happen in the anime, but it's like just almost a blink and you miss it thing. Like the first episode, they're
Yeah.
all instructed to have to pull their pants down, and they all do. And for some reason, it was just intent on showing all these like just gigantic hairy thighs and butts. And then just like one dude has like pink underwear with a bear on the front of it.
Oh.
And they like make a joke about it, and then they go about their business.
That's
Oh.
awesome.
Okay.
Like in anime, Hidemaru Gokokuchi is actually like he is a mafia son, like a mafia don's son. Well, I shouldn't, a yakuza son, don's son. But he's an antagonist.
Oh.
He does like at the beginning. He actually is not a part of the school. What happens is, they are like to try to like, do like torture or punish, I should say, Momotaro. All the first years are told that they just have to march forward, and so they end up marching into the city. And then once they hit a wall, they're like, okay, they stop. And he's like, why are you stopping? You're like, well, there's a wall here. Like, you want us to go right or left? And he said, I said go forward. And then they get handed like hammers. And so they just have to like
Break any
stuff
wall.
down and just go forward. And they get to this area where there's just like this building, and the teacher stops them and says, okay, you guys can go around, but Momotaro, you have to go forward. And when he goes in there, he like it's full of Yakuza. So he goes in, like he busts in with the with the hammer. They're like, what rival gang are you a member of? And he's just like, I'm first year, the
freshman.
like, and then proceeds to beat all of them.
Whoa.
Like wrecks them, and then busts his way through the other side. Actually, he doesn't even bust his way through the other side. He just walks out the door. Because they came through the back. So he had to bust through that way, and then he was able to walk out the front. And so that gets back to Hidemaru, who's like, I'm the son of the boss. Like, you can't do this to us. Like, so he goes to the school and he tries to make Heihachi like tell them who it is, and so that they can do something about it. And he's like, I'm not like. I mean, he basically does not give it away. He just keeps saying like he's the principal of the school, and then the teachers, scared of the Yakuza, give away who it is. And so he goes to like deal with Momotaro, but Momotaro ends up beating up the Yakuza around him, and like him and Togashi like make fun of him because he's short and tell him to leave. He comes back again, and this time he says like stuff's gonna have to go down. Like I'll bring 1,000 dudes here if you don't do something. And so they create the oil bath, and they say, this is like your punishment, Momotaro. But Togashi decides that he will do it instead of Momotaro. And he does that. I mean, you could say he did it because he's like, he respects Momo at this point. But he's actually just making fun of Hidemaru. And so he got forced into the switch because Hidemaru said, well, if you're going to keep calling me short, you got to now do it. And so he does it. And then Hidemaru comes back another time, this time with his uncle, who's like an assassin.
Yeah.
And his uncle and Momotaro fight. And Momotaro just gets like the slight better of him. But like, because he could have like killed him if he had actually drawn his sword, but he left it in the sheath.
The scabbard, whatever.
And so his uncle's like, okay, like you got chops, kid. And then right after that, they find out that the police raided the Yakuza headquarters and arrested everybody, including his dad. So his uncle's like, well, I'm not about to get arrested. I'm just going to leave. But you stay here and you learn how to be a man.
Wow.
So then he joins the school.
Okay. Huh.
Jeez.
So they kind of, I mean, they change it up and kind of really truncate it just simply because I think they wanted there to be a character that didn't seem as crazy as everybody else. And so you have this like person who's kind of like just that point of view, whereas like, everyone else is just
yeah, those I was kind of curious to see like, okay, how far does this go? Because I remember watching it, but I forgot like just how many different sort of torture gauntlets they put these people through, and it's just like, it's absolutely nuts, man. Like it's so crazy, especially even the triple threat death like thing that they push them through. And I was curious from you guys' perspective, like all of this is nuts, but is there, if you had to go and you were one of the three chosen from the school or, you know, volunteering for the school, is there one of those arenas that you feel more confident that you would like be able to come out on the other side of this?
Well, the way that they do Momo and Omitodate, that would probably be it. It's mostly really just them out on
they're just kind of scrapping in a circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they kept saying like, because like, okay, so
there were areas that were like volcanic.
Yeah.
But for the most part, they could just fight on like the ground.
Right, you just couldn't get put. It's, I guess, like sumo wrestling, you couldn't get pushed out of the ring or you get.
But I thought that like the sulfuric gas was supposed to be enough because I thought they made a comment like during one of those like exposition when they were explaining kind of that gauntlet that like even a mammoth, if it was around that the gas from the sulfuric acid, like if that it would be put down because it couldn't handle it.
I thought it was like talking about the lava stuff that they threw the fish in.
So, well, that too, like, sense. And that also like because it was like what 1,000 degrees Celsius, and which on that note, like I was like, did anyone else think that the skeleton of that fish was weird? Like it had like a dog's head, but like the body of a fish.
Yeah. Well, I think because they wanted to be able to animate the head, so they didn't just like put like a regular type fishes in. They're just like, we'll just make some stuff up here.
I mean, at that heat though, wouldn't it just like, or can bones withstand?
No, I'm pretty sure it would have just melted.
Because it's like cartilage. Yeah. I think a fish is more cartilage. But I want to say the rope one, but I think it would probably be the first one.
Yeah.
But then I guess it depends on like what are like. Do I get a gun? Like what? Like what sort of fighting?
I was gonna say, I guess, are we fighting the three from? From Kanto?
No, that's a good question. I hadn't even gone that far. I was like, if you're fighting those three dudes who, like, post everything that happens, like, I'm like, did they survive as well? Because
I guess not.
I had this feeling, and I was watching it, and I was like, but don't they come back? And then once we reached the end of the movie, and then they came back, I'm like, oh, so they survived it. So if they survived, is it possible that
the other people?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, you make that face, but like
the first dude had his neck snapped. He ain't coming back.
Sure.
And then he would have been crushed by the.
Yeah, but like, I mean, Ryuji, like. He almost kind of like he had his neck snapped just from the pure fact that.
I mean, he could have, but he could have very well gotten out of it, but he didn't have his neck snapped.
I mean, Yeah.
So then
Like he
just the-
actively killed that guy,
Yeah.
and then
That's true.
the events happened.
But the crane fighter with bird.
Hien, the
Yeah.
guy who was
Mhm.
hanging through the
Mhm.
little darts at his nerve endings. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about him?
Oh, I was just saying. I think like he probably could have survived then.
I mean, unless he's not a man. If he's not enough of a man, no.
That's true.
It's all about. This is all about your
being a
manly
man.
spirit.
Yes.
That
So
determines.
none of them. I would not survive.
No, yeah.
I would be dead.
You'd be dead.
And that's okay.
Yeah, dude, that was just like such a crazy. And I know we talked about this before, even like we started recording for this episode, but like, why was there no one that they could get that looked like they were actually going to be of school age? Because not a single person, I would say, except for Hidemaru, like he's the only person I was like maybe literally. Well, Tak also just kind of looks like perpetually young.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, Tagashi and
The human computer guy. That's
Yeah.
that man's 35.
oh, so on the note of human and computer guy,
yeah.
I love how he. So there's the scene where is it Hidemaru or Himaru? Hidemaru is like trying to lift the flag.
Mhm.
And like he's trying to lift the flag, and the drill instructor stops him because the little computer guy is like, I want to help you. He's like, no, you can't. He has to do this on his own.
Mm-hmm.
So then he takes the knife and ties it around the pole, and he's like, well, you know, if you drop this just to motivate you more, then this knife will pierce my heart. And I'm thinking to myself, dude,
Like,
I don't think
that's
that's
the least of the worry.
Yeah, like, you die either way. Like you don't even have to do that. That thing is 300. Well, I guess 300 kilograms. So, and also on that same note, I was a little bit surprised by that because I thought to myself, like, that's not as much as I thought it would have weighed, because 300 kilograms would be like 660. Like I've deadlifted 600, but
Yeah.
also at the same time, like your leverage from where he had to pull was like insane.
Yeah.
So it's probably. I mean, I guess physics would say that's heavier than.
Yeah, than
Yeah,
the
so
actual
you're
300
throwing your back
kilograms
out for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And then blood just starts spattering out of everyone's mouth. Dude, they love their
Because you're
face.
straining. So,
Yeah.
Doesn't that happen in like weightlifting now?
Oh.
I've
Like
there are a
nosebleeds?
couple, yeah, like nosebleeds or somebody like biting their tongues, like because they're like struggling so hard, they're like straining so hard. Sure, but like it's funny when you're coughing blood from the mouth just because you're yelling with so much like emphasis and trying to like boost morale that you're like, I don't, even if I cough up my guts, I'm still gonna do this.
That manly spirit within you.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what it all comes back to. You just gotta have
Manly
that manly
spirit.
spirit.
If you don't have that manly spirit, then why are you even at Otokojuku? Like, you don't need to be there if you don't have. If you can't be a man, don't go to the samurai school.
Yeah. I think it's where you don't learn how to be a samurai. There was no sword instruction. I guess. Well, I guess just not on screen, because like both the leader, the leader of the second year, and then Momo, they knew how to use a sword.
Yeah.
If they just knew that beforehand.
Right. Okay. That was maybe my point, but I was just like, well, could happen off screen.
I mean, I guess you could say that, like referencing samurai, maybe like Bushido, and just like that theory is what they're like gaining from this, less so than like
actual skills.
making a whole bunch of like samurai.
yeah.
Like, we have unleashed the samurai upon the Japan. But they there was a fourth fight in the manga and anime.
Oh, okay.
Because there's another character. He's an American dude named Jay.
Oh.
And he's just like this like super strong like transfer student. And he's like, there's a fourth fight and a fourth member of the other school.
Oh, okay.
I guess they probably cut that because time plus
Finding an American guy.
Yeah, probably the finding an American guy was the main part. But I enjoyed the fight with Omitodate and
Momo.
Momo.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, like, despite Skaki's current standings, I think him and Sakaguchi have like really good like physical chemistry, and they just seem to like get the idea of like whatever choreography they're trying to like, get across like
Right.
pretty well. And kind of as a result, like you're looking at these two, and you're looking at like fucking shit that Omito Date's wearing.
Yeah. Oh, I completely forgot to bring it up. The headband reveal of how long his fucking headband was.
Momo.
Momo's
You mean when he was
headband.
like at the point where he used his chi to harden it into a
Well, that is
blade,
also crazy.
or-
But it was because you never saw him like from the back. You only saw him like this, or just like from the front. And so I think it was like maybe after the date. I can't remember when you see like the back, but it's like as long as his coat. And I was like, what the hell, dude? Like, why? That's insane. What a choice.
That is a choice, just like that samurai armor that he was wearing.
Yeah.
It gets used in the fight I was watching. The anime part is crazy. So like instead of like how they're fighting here, they are fighting on a rope net that's like above the volcano, and the rope net is set on fire.
Why not? You know? Of course. Sure.
And at one point, I haven't gotten to finish the fight yet because it was a 2-part. Omito picks up Momo, and some like I still can't explain how they got to like the way they were situated, but Momo's like on his shoulders facing this way,
Okay.
and his knees are on Date's shoulders, and he's got Momo like, and he's pulling him backwards, so he's having to do like a reverse bridge, well, I guess a bridge, a reverse one, and his horns are piercing into Momo.
Ooh.
And he's like he's like trying to pull him in.
Oh, to like kind of impale him on his helmet.
And Momo's got his hands like on his horns, trying to like prevent that from happening. And it ends with Date saying like, I'm like centimeters from piercing your heart. And I'm like, I don't know if you know where the heart is, because it really looks like they're just like down in his like mid back.
Yeah.
but sure. Like it looks gnarly.
Yeah.
Because like Momo had to like, as he was about to start getting into it, he had to take his sword and put it in his mouth in order to use both of his hands to like try to prevent this from happening.
Yeah.
And he also tried to use his like sword on his armor, but it's black steel, so it stopped his sword from doing any damage.
Amazing. So that get up is anime accurate?
Yeah, he's
source accurate.
Mm-hmm.
I also really love, just speaking of like goofy action bits, like the flowing spear, whatever his technique was, and it would just like kind of smack him on the side. You could see it was like a foam thing. Yeah. And I was like, nice.
I know we're in time with this, but is there any? I think we're at. Where are we at with?
We're at 120, so
Okay.
I think it would be wrap up city.
Wrapping up time.
But no, I just wanted to bring up the headband reveal was just the craziest. Well, I guess of all how crazy this
Right,
movie
yeah.
just a cherry on top of like, yeah, I've got a 10-foot headband because it's got to be maybe even longer than that because he's got to put it around his head and then tie it.
And then tie it. Yeah,
How do you tie that? I feel like that would be
because you'd be
Maybe
like trying to like
yeah,
kind of get in there.
yeah.
Maybe he uses his chi.
There you go. He just is man enough to tie it. I think that's just the answer.
Well, with that, time for everyone's favorite award ceremony. Asking that question, the age-old question is as old as time. How many Panharmonicons does Be a Man Samurai School or Charge Ghost School Samurai, whichever names it has,
Charter
does this
School.
get? Yeah.
Sure. BMA in Samurai School. It gets 3 out of 5 for me. I thought I was going to enjoy this on a level that I enjoyed Versus, and unfortunately, I did not. This is Taka's directorial debut, and you can really tell it. Like I said, the beginning is to me feels very disjointed in its storytelling. it feels like instead of being a story, it feels like it's just a bunch of scenes that just happen to be in some type of sequential order. And I know that's what a movie is, but like, what I mean like it's just like you're jumping from like Hidemaru going to the school to like everybody getting introduced, and that kind of feels natural. But then like there's like we jump to this random school scene, and then all of a sudden, like somebody's getting burned alive in oil, and then all of a sudden, at the same time, he's about to go visit this girl, and then the girl, and through all of that, the person who I thought really should be the main character is off to the side, and he just kind of like randomly says something, and that's like either like the beginning or the end of a scene, and then it just goes on to like the next thing, and I think it starts to pull itself together once they get to basically the second whole half of the movie, which is just the fight.
Yeah.
So I think that I think they did a good job of casting some characters. Shohei, the guy that is Togashi, is very much like he's probably the most like outside of just true size, he looks the most like his like manga counterpart.
Nice. Most lore accurate.
And I mean, everybody like it. Much like Versus, it looks like it's just a movie where everyone's just having fun making it, and you can't like fault anybody who wants to do that. But I think it just could have been a little bit tighter in that beginning part. But yeah, 3 out of 5 for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can go. This was a 5 out of 5 for me.
I can imagine.
This is the silliest movie I think I've ever seen, and I can't do anything but, because it's just. I mean, we've touched on everything, but it was just so wild, and it sounds like the anime and the manga is even crazier.
It is.
Now, so might have to give that a watch, just to see where it all comes from. Because what the fuck did we watch?
It's 3.5 for me, 3.5 Panharmonicons. I do think that it's another one. It's another movie where it's kind of hard, especially like you were saying in the beginning. I think to follow kind of like what is the true like plot, like what is happening here, and then it kind of fully coalesces once you get to the second half and once you start the whole triple threat death gauntlet thing that happens. But a lot of the gags, I do think that the film was funnier than Versus tried to be, like, because like Versus has this like its funny moments, but like the gags here were super hilarious. Even the moments that are supposed to be you're watching somebody get tortured, it's just funny how ridiculous these things are, like these torture methods are. It's just like, dude, this is like no one obviously could survive this, and all of the emphasis on willpower will get you through anything. Willpower will get you through getting fried alive while all of your friends watch. And it's like, I don't think that's the case. But it's just so funny to watch that unravel. There are some parts where it's like, well, I understand it's kind of like a gag that I'm like, it's sort of unfortunate, I think, to a degree that they didn't revisit it. Like when Ryuji gets hit by the car in the very beginning of the movie, like that woman never comes back. The woman who played the joke on Togashi never comes back, never factors into anything. And it does definitely feel like the movie was trying, like it felt like I was watching Hidemaru's story like the entire time. Because like you're 100% correct, like dude, it felt like Momo, Togashi, like they were supposed to be these people that played a significant role, but that it was all like a story about how they helped him become a man. They were already established, they already had this crazy amount of willpower, and so they were, as they were already established, but he was the one who needed to be like brought up. I do think also that there is like tighter shot composition in the movie that was better than what we saw in Versus, to be honest. And one of the shots that stands out is when there is you see like an airplane streaking across the sky, and you can hear it, and then it cuts to Togashi sitting in his seat, and then a little like love note flies in the form of the airplane, and it like hits. I was like, I thought that was so cool. Like it was such a simple thing, but it was just kind of cool, that transition from the plane streaking through the sky into the love letter that lands. I also just love like the typical anime tropes that we see, how there's always that one like super badass fighter that's always obsessed with beauty for some reason. And for Hien to like look at Togashi before they even start that and he'd be like, you're not very beautiful. Like, the fuck does that matter, dude?
Yeah.
People are getting boiled alive and you're worried about beauty. But yeah, I think it's hilarious. I think it's a really cool film and highly recommend, everyone listening, check it out.
And so was this the first time you guys watched it? Or was it
Second time. Have you seen it? Yeah, I think, but I think we were like...
When it came out in 08, I think I had to get it in 09. But yeah, we watched it. Maybe it was 2010, I can't remember. But we watched it back when like it was fresh.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there was a time where we were just able to kind of really just be like, if it's crazy in Japanese, we'll be watching it.
Machine Gun Girl.
Yeah,
dude, that one was wild.
Should we add it to the list?
Mutant Girl.
Machine Gun Girl, yeah, dude. Yeah.
Okay.
You want to see Machine Gun Girl?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
There's a whole world we're going to show you, man.
Chanbara. There's a bunch of stuff. Before we head out of here, just a couple of like little fun facts. Togashi's actor Shohei, as I was saying before, he was in a Sentai Ginga Man, which was Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. He was the Blue Ranger. Heihachi, Irajima Heihachi, the actor in this movie, played Boss Ozawa in the Kill Bill movies. And an even kind of cooler fact, the voice actor for Heihachi in the anime actually voiced Heihachi, the fighting game character, in Tekken until his unfortunate passing in 2010.
Oh.
Wow.
So,
R.I.P., man.
rest in peace. With that being said, I want to thank you for watching another episode of Panharmonicon Studios Present
A movie podcast.
It's a headband noise.
Yes.
We would like to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed today's episode, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you did not, give it a thumbs down. If you enjoyed today and you think like, dang, they said they was gonna do Machine Gun Girl, subscribe so you know when we're gonna be dropping that episode. Let us know what you thought about Be a Man Samurai School if you happen to have seen it. It's very hard to get a hold of, so if you haven't, you're going to be doing a lot of searching in order to get it physically, I will say. But drop a comment below. If you're on Spotify, drop a comment below as well. And please give us a follow if you have not already. If you have, thank you so much. And give us a rating of 1 through 5 if you have not already. Did we say this has been Damon?
No.
This has been Damon.
This is Andrew.
And this is Farron.
And thank you for listening.
Catch you next time.
Goodbye.
Sayonara. Oops!
Oh, man.
男塾1号生空丸隆二俺もじゃ